Well, let's start talking about trade fairs. I would like to call on stage Enrico Zanini, who is General Manager and General Director of Cosmoprof.
Buongiorno a tutti e grazie.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for the invitation on behalf of Pan Bianco. Well, first of all, I saw your figures and I'm envious about that because the trade fair sector went through a decrease 70-80% less compared to the beginning of 2019. In 2020, all the trade fairs and shows were closed, so there was no activity at all. In 2019, Cosmoprof was one of the most important world events. We are talking about $80 billion for the turnover and 10,000 exhibitors involved and 698 countries represented in Bologna for more than 50 years, Mumbai, Hong Kong, and Thailand as well. But we also have other local initiatives that are widespread in Europe and also at international level. Well, what happened last year? Cosmoprof was based on all these figures, more than 3,000 exhibitors, 200,000 square meters, and 265,000 visitors coming from 500 countries. At the beginning of last year, the trade fair activity was closed, and we started working in a new environment. We went digital, so to say. So Cosmoprof had developed in the past years, this was quite prone to carry out digital activities, but this was kind of a new dimension. So we started organizing some new initiatives starting from June last year. First of all, in South America, then in India, in August, in November, in Asia, and in June this year there was an initiative which was a world-scale initiative, a digital initiative. So we are talking about a maze-making system that allows us to create contact between buyers and sellers and salespeople, and also new virtual inputs. Thanks to these initiatives, we could achieve and reach 5,000 companies and 50,000 buyers. In particular, in June, the outcomes and results were very interesting, since if we want to be frank, we have to say that the first initiatives had some difficulties for many reasons. So low competence and low know-how, for example, in the digital sector. And in the 2021 edition, we also involved above more or less 700 companies, and we had more than 50,000 requests for B2B meetings and different digital conferences in which 5,000 people more or less took part. And we also decided to postpone Cosmoprof to March next year, because Cosmoprof is an international trade show in Bologna with more than 150 countries coming to the city. So for the brand, but also for safeguarding and keeping this kind of investment that is carried out by companies during this event, we decided to wait a little bit longer as far as all these events are concerned, and to go back to the March edition. And I'd like to thank all the companies being here today, because they were very close to us. They supported us, Cosmetic Italia, first of all, our partner, but also all the companies supporting us during this period, which was a very tough one. But things are getting better and better. In August, we will have the first on-site event in Las Vegas. We are optimistic, even if we want to be realistic as well, and the outcomes and the results are doing very, very well. This is a very important, Cosmoprof is a very important trade fair in the US, in Las Vegas, and also journeys and traveling is much easier. But we also have this kind of willingness to meet on site. That's why we organized another event, a small event, a flexible one on beauty. This is the name, from the 9th to the 13th of September. And this event will be organized together with Sam and Cosmofan. And for Fiere Bologna, this is a starting point because then after that we will also have other trade fairs and shows, international events. So September is for us a symbolic moment for our recovery. This event also deals with all the sectors of the beauty sector, retail, supply chain, etc., but also nail, beauty-some and body care products, etc. So each sector has different expectations, and all these expectations vary a lot from sector to sector. So we decided to postpone a Cosmoprof. It will take place in March in 2022. So what can I say about this year? Well, I can say that digital events play a vital role. They also must be interpreted from the trade fair point of view. We have a lot of assets, but also some drawbacks. Here we also have some companies, and they are really aware of how difficult it is to explain and to convey the value of a product in a digital way. So research plays a key role in this sector, but also in terms of representation of the product with the digital tools. So we also have a lot of difficulties. But the potential is very high in terms of visibility and gathering opportunities. Well, what we saw during these digital events is that we have new users and leads, and we also reached many operators that do not usually visit our events for several reasons. Well, they have to bear high costs when it comes to taking part in these trade fairs, and the economic platform can be much easier, and also in terms of organization. What we saw is that the trade fair and trade show world also has to understand the potential of digital tools. Starting from March next year, we are going to set up and establish a new mechanism with physical and digital power. We have carried out many different research and studies. GRS is a survey institute that is focused on trade fairs, and they saw that the trade fair world is even more important than before. So when we talk about importance, we understand the importance of things when they are missing. This is something that often happens. And we will have a selection in the future. So we have the leading brand in the beauty sector. So we will have many exhibitors, and they will also choose the most important trade shows. Last but not least, I'd like to share with you the idea that trade fairs must be reshuffled and reorganized. Our facility, our structure, our organization has a lot of digital skills. The digital world and digital sector is something completely different and must be interpreted in the right way. I would like to thank you, all of you, and I wish you a very successful proceeding of this meeting. Thank you.